AgWeek weather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
What does the weather have in store for us this September? Here's John with our Agri-weather outlook.
In La Nina winters, which the upcoming winter is expected to be, there is a statistical tendency for these winters in southern Canada, northern plains to work out to be colder than average. For the winter, it is not unusual for a La Nina winter to start out with some very warm weather in the fall. Doesn't always work out this way, but that is happening now. It's also drying up as harvest season gets going, starting to see some areas of warm, dry weather kind of taking hold across most of the central and eastern parts of the United States for the month of September. Still stormless in the tropics, not seeing any hurricane activity. The one part of the country that will look like it will bring wetter than average conditions will be out along the far west coast, particularly the Pacific Northwest. Here's the main jet stream pattern. Primary jet stream, this northern branch, which features remarkable ridging into the northern plains, which continues to allow hot weather to build up through the high plains. The red areas are where I'm looking at temperatures in the 90s or around 90 degrees, so way above average temperatures all the way up into Saskatchewan, surrounded by a large region of warmer than average. Where their jet stream is able to dig southward, there will be some fairly chilly air in eastern Canada and at times over the northeast, and really the southeastern states are not looking particularly hot. A lot of weather down here will be in the 80s for this upcoming week, and you'll see even as we go on through mid-September all the way up to about the fall equinox, just going to stay a little bit less hot in the southeastern states. It's typically hot in Texas this time of year. It does typically begin to cool down, though, in Saskatchewan and in the Dakotas, but these areas are going to stay fairly warm, definitely above average. Modest cool down by the weekend, but I do see some signs that warm weather will start building back next week. Colder temperatures and fall-type weather, maybe even freezing weather, will be lurking to the north and beginning to take hold as this northern branch of the jet next stream becomes oriented a little more west to east. You'll start to see some cold temperatures, but they will remain way up north as the pattern does go west to east. We lose some of the ridging, but I don't see any dramatic change in the temperatures around the U.S. Most of the United States warmer than average, some of it much above average. Eventually, south central Canada will cool down, and the northeastern states will remain fairly cool over the next couple of weeks. That takes us up to right about the time of the fall equinox. This will be mostly dry. A lot of showers, thunder showers along the Gulf Coast. Pacific Northwest will be getting some rain as we look ahead to this week. Mostly dry, though, for the Corn Belt and the High Plains, really over the next couple of weeks, and no really unusually wet weather, except perhaps along the West Coast.